Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
We're back. We're live. We're new. And we're cold.
Well, I will say this.
25 degrees.
It is 20. It's in the 20s, right?
It's 25
I
degrees,
was a little bit surprised when I got up this morning and I was packing the car. I'm headed out on assignment, after the first hour of the show. And I thought for sure that it would take 10 minutes or so to warm the car up, get the old scraper out, scrape everything off, and give it about 10 minutes so I could see. No ice this morning.
No ice.
Even with 25 degrees, I thought for sure. It was cold. I thought for sure.
It was cold.
I mean.
Anyway.
Yeah, I thought for sure we were headed for that.
If you want to warm somebody's heart,
yeah,
tomorrow's the place to do it, or the time to do it, I should say, because tomorrow we have the 97.7 ESPN The Zone Eagle Insulation Charity Christmas Party presented by Talent Heating and Air. And you can warm somebody's hearts. You can warm a little kid's hearts tomorrow.
I got something to warm some people's hearts with today. But we'll just leave this right here.
Okay, so all you got to do tomorrow is bring a toy over to Flow Supreme Air Sports in there off of Drake Avenue and Lehman Ferry.
Yeah.
And that'll let you into the doors, and you can enjoy some fantastic food from Bubby's. The kids can play all night long over there at Flow. Okay, that'll get you into the doors. Now, as far as those little socks and things, you have to buy those, like $5 or something.
You rent them.
Yeah. But anyway, that'll get you into the door all night long. You can have all the food you want all night long. If you don't want to stay, you don't have to stay. But we just want you to make a donation. We want you to stop by. It's at Flow. It starts at 5 p.m. Think about this. How cool is this? Miss Terry. Yes, that Miss Terry.
Yep.
Terry Sabin, $1,000 donation already. To help, because all of this that we raise will go to the Boys and Girls Club of North Alabama this year.
It is, yeah.
So if anybody is listening, anybody wants to help out, anybody wants to contribute, hey, give Bailey a call, 256-576-4977. We'll take your donation. You can drop it by the station here. You can come over tomorrow. We'll take cash donations, and then we'll go shop. We'll go buy all the toys for you.
Yeah.
So everything. We will take care of it all. Starts tomorrow, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and that was an awesome I heard the Czar yesterday talking about the donation from Miss Terry, and she's really good friends with our great sponsors, Rambo Marine, and they are going to buy $1,000 worth of toys for these young kids over at the Boys and Girls Club. Man, what a great gesture there to get us started, and certainly I brought something today to be donated, and I'm just excited. Last year I know we had a huge drive that was very, very successful. Hopefully we're going to even top it this year, and that really got it off to a great start. What a great gesture by a great lady who does so much with Nick's kids and so much for our state, helping people. And I think they've built now 20 houses, with that, for people that were affected by the tornado over 10 years ago. It's just awesome what they've done with Nick's kids and what Miss Terry does for the communities in the state of Alabama.
All right, that is coming up tomorrow. Flow Indoor Trampoline Park there right off of Drake and Lehman Ferry. Starts at 5 o'clock. We've got Bubby's Diner food. And look, if they bring the food that they brought last year.
I was just thinking the same thing. I mean, you could eat all day and night. What a smorgasbord of food they had.
They did. We don't lie when we come to the food. We don't cut corners.
No. Scott was in and out like a yo-yo.
We don't cut corners.
No, it was good.
Yes. So anyway, that is tomorrow.
Czar was posted up. Everybody was. I mean, it was good.
Needed a nap.
I think Grumpy came over. I mean, I met several.
We need
folks.
everybody there tomorrow. We need everybody.
We know. If everybody wants to meet Grady the Greek, he will be there.
That's what I was just going to say. Grady the Greek will come. And by the way, Grady the Greek will join us tomorrow with his Rose Bowl prediction.
Awesome.
Because we're not going to be.
That's right. Because we're not. Well. We're gonna. Our next show would be the 29th, right before the game, though.
Right, but that's
Grady's
going to be the Moron of the Year award.
Yeah, I wonder if Grady's going to pick both games, both of the semifinals.
I don't know. I did talk to him at UAH basketball. So,
did you really?
Yeah, he was there last Friday, so I know Grady will be calling in tomorrow. All
nice.
Right. So the reason why we are getting a lot of things in now is because next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we will not have a show. Because the Huntsville City Classic is ongoing.
Right.
A little hoops action going on, little Hoop Dreams.
Yeah, there we go.
Remember that movie back in the day, Hoop Dreams?
Oh, I watched it. I watched it now.
Yep.
It was out of Chicago. It was good.
All right. A lot of good action going on, and we've been previewing the Huntsville City Classic all week.
We have, and we've got our first coach that's joining us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline this morning early. We appreciate him. It's going to be an old face in a new place. A unique style of play,
Dr. Seuss,
and they play a wide open style, a lot of sets, a lot of cutting, a lot of just up tempo type play. Man, if you've ever seen before this year the Haleyville Lions play the last few years. Their alum and former head coach Dylan Burleson is now the head basketball coach of the Florence Falcons. He is bringing his squad to the Huntsville City Classic, and we're really looking forward to Florence being a part of the event. And he's been kind enough to join us as he's now in his first season on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Coach, Merry Christmas. You're with Drew and Scott. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Drew, Scott, Merry Christmas. Glad to be here, man. We're looking so forward to next week. Glad to be on here talking about the Huntsville City Classic.
Are you playing between now and then? Do you have anything on the schedule?
Yes. So we're playing in the Times Daily Classic this week.
Okay. That's another big one, by the way. That one has been going on for a long time over in Florence.
Yes. So a lot of teams around the shoals, are able to come. The first 3 rounds are here on our campus, and then the last round on Friday is at CB&S Bank Arena at UNA. So, everybody gets a game at UNA's arena on Friday where they get, 3 games guaranteed. So that's a pretty unique thing that people around the shows are able to play in, and that's where we're at this week.
Well, I know I saw you this summer, Coach, and we spoke, and you were just getting started. You'd hit the ground running with your team, and it's a completely different style of play, a different culture. That you're going to be playing at Florence. Very fun to watch. But how has the transition been with your first group of kids at Florence? I know we also saw you in the N2 Hoops, but how's it been going so far?
Right. Well, I think this early on, you've got to form an identity. You've got to know who you are. You've got to know what you're good at, what you need to work on. And I think we're slowly finding that out. Playing in events like the N2 Hoops, playing in events like the Huntsville Times, you're going to play good teams and you're going to play good competition that's going to allow you to see, okay, here's what we need to work on before area play. Here's what we're good at. And we're slowly starting to figure some of that stuff out. The buy-in from the guys, from the staff, from everybody around has been 100% bought in. Do we make mistakes? No doubt. But the end goal has always been the end goal from everybody that we've had. So we've made a lot of strides within the last month, within the last 3 months from the preseason on, and now we've got to continue making those strides and peak at the right time of the year. But I really like where we are right now. We've had some success early on, so now we've got to learn how to handle success. We've got to learn how to practice with success, and I think we're getting there. But I really like the group that we have. We're competing really hard. We give ourselves a chance to win every game that we go out with the way that we compete.
Is it tough going from the Times Classic, then going over to the Huntsville City Classic, playing, which could be, you could get, 7-8 games probably in a week and a half, 2 weeks?
Yeah, no doubt. Because you look at it like this from our perspective. So, we had 4 games in a matter of, 7 days last week. So, we have not played a game since last Tuesday. So, we had a week off. So, now we're about to embark on hopefully 6 games in about 2 weeks now, or about a week and a half. So we'll get 3 games this week. We'll get 3 games next week. We'll play St. Pius in the first round of the Huntsville City Classic, who is a phenomenal program, top-tier, really good team. And not just that, but, you're going to play teams and dudes every single game. So just the challenge for our guys is, man, you've got to bring it every game. You can't just bring it 1 game. You can't just bring it 2 games. Man, everybody can do that. We've got to be able to do it every single game. And we're looking forward to that challenge.
Well, and Coach, for our listeners that haven't seen maybe your Florence team play, they certainly saw Haleyville. You have a familiar face that has come with you and decided to transfer to Florence. That's a very, very good player, very fun to watch. But how has it been having a guy like Bryant James who played for you at Haleyville, is now playing at Florence, and knows your system and can kind of help the other guys along?
It's made the learning curve so much easier, simpler, better for the other guys. Bryant has been around the system. Bryant knows what we want. Bryant knows the ins and outs of the stuff that we put in. So it's good having a guy like him that you can have another coach on the floor. I mean, he's an extension of me. So being able to have him has been really, really helpful. He's had, I think, 6 20-point games or 5 20-point games so far. He had 33 against Muscle Shoals 2 weeks ago. So he's been playing really well. But being able to have somebody like that has helped out a ton.
Who else has kind of helped along the way?
Excuse me, guys. We've had other guys step up. Julian King has been really, really instrumental. He's a guard for us. Alik Shipley, he's played really well. He's a guy that can really knock down shots. Jayshad Pearson, he's a guy that plays off the ball for us, but also can have the ball in his hands where we can play Brian off the ball. So we've got other guys that have been able to step up. Kendrick Triplett, he's a guy on the inside. He's he's a bull in a china shop. He's a dude, when the ball goes up, he's going to get the ball with 2 hands. So we've had other guys that have been able to step up and been instrumental in being able to help with our success that we've had early on.
Yeah, and another thing, too, Ben Mullins was able to come with you from Haleyville to Florence, and I know he's been invaluable, too. I talked with him some this year already and at the N2 Hoops, and you guys are kind of the synergy is really good. And I know you've got other good staff members that I know you've got to helping you over there at Florence, but having somebody that has already been through it with you, helped you get to a Final Four at Haleyville, that's got to be big.
It's huge. And, Ben does so much of our film work, so much of our analytical work. Guys, we are so deep in the numbers, so deep in the analytics. We're probably farther along than probably the average high school program that we use, or that people take analytics in. So he does all of our analytics. He does all of our film work. He knows the ins and outs. He knows what we want. He is so big at practice, and not just Coach Mullins, but all the rest of our guys on our staff too do a phenomenal job of developing relationships, bringing it to practice every day, and they have completely bought into what we're doing, whether it's Coach Mullins, Coach Hughes, Coach Johnson, Coach Goodlow, Coach Vick. I mean, we've got a really, really good staff, and they all want the same thing.
I know you mentioned St. Pius, and I know you've got the Times Daily Classic coming up, and you mentioned how good they are, but how much have you been able to see of them while trying to prepare for the Times Classic?
So we've started some early film work. Coach Aaron Parr does a phenomenal job with their program. I think right now they're 7-3. They're 2-0 in region play. What I have noticed most is they won a game 90-87, a region game. It may have been last week, but then the week before they won a game 46-44. So that's 2 different styles. So that tells you right there. I mean, they are versatile in the way they can play, and that they can give you fits if you don't come with the right approach and the right game plan. So they've got a couple really good young guards. Have a guard that's got a Georgia Tech offer, I know. They've got a couple bigs that are going to be able to play inside. So we've started some early prep on them. Just got to be able to, have a good couple days here at the Times Daily Classic and then get ready for the Huntsville City Classic.
No question. And Coach, how have you set the rest of your schedule up? I know you're in 7A Area 8. Have you guys started area play, or are you going to do that after the City Classic?
So we do that after the Huntsville City Classic. Of course, we'll play this week. We'll play next week. and then we'll get into area play. Us, Bob Jones, James Clemens, and Austin. And then we will sprinkle in Muscle Shoals. We go to Thompson at the end of the season. We play a really scrappy Loretto, Tennessee team. And then we play some I guess, rivalry Shoals games. We play Deschler. We play Russell to kind of mix in the rest of our schedule. But, man, so far, man, we played Coleman twice. We split with Coleman. We went to Russell and played on the road. We played Muscle Shoals already. Of course, we played in the N2 Hoops. We played May Jefferson. So, we've sprinkled in some testers that, our guys are slowly finding out what we're about. We just got to be able to hone in on the right things and bring the approach that we need every day. And we're going to be able to do that.
Yeah, and we were really looking forward to it because the style of play is so unique. As you said, you guys are so analytical, but you play fast, you shoot a lot of threes, and I know I really it was when you went on that Final Four run at Haleyville, it really caught my attention. I love watching you guys, and you beat a really good Brooks team to get there. And then, you came to the Huntsville City Classic last year at Haleyville, and I thought acquitted yourselves very well. And I know Florence doesn't have a long history with the Huntsville City Classic, but I know you and your kids are looking forward to that as well.
No doubt. And, the style of play, shooting a lot of threes, shooting a lot of layups, playing fast, playing with tempo, having a lot of stuff in. But not only that, we have transformed how we're trying to play defensively too. So now we're trying to play 94 feet. We're trying to trap. We're trying to, play at 11 to 12 guys that, hopefully can give us a chance to win. And our guys are doing that. So the pace has been even faster. The tempo's been even faster with what we're trying to do defensively. So now we're trying to intertwine the two, and then we're having some success with it. So now we just got to be able to take that next step into this week and into the Huntsville City Classic next week.
Well, we certainly look forward to it. Merry Christmas to you and your family, Coach. Good luck in the Times Daily Classic, and get a lot of success there. And that game's going to be a great one, man. I think one of the most intriguing first-round games. This St. Pius from Atlanta at 1:30 p.m. with the Florence Falcons. Going to be a great one in the main gym at Huntsville High. We look forward to that, Coach. Thank you for the time and the few minutes talking some Florence Falcons basketball. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Drew, Scott, appreciate it. Looking forward to next week.
Thanks, Coach. All right, Dylan Burleson. Good stuff there. Be good to see them over. That's a lot of basketball, though. That Times Daily Classic has been going on
a long time,
for a long time, and it's pretty cool. They do play over there at I forget now, the bank over there. Yeah, the bank,
and then you also get a game at UNA, so that's good stuff.
All right, let's get a break in. Phone calls 256-576-4977.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
We're still looking for problems this morning. So far, we're not finding anything. Traffic seems to be moving along smoothly. You be careful on your trip in this morning. Put extra room in there so you have somewhere to move to if something does go wrong around you. Officers, construction workers, and first responders put their lives on the line every time they step on the roadway. Why not make it safer for them? Slow down or move over. It's the law. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Everyone loves Nashville right now. It's the perfect family getaway, but it isn't just known for its food, bright lights, and music. It's also known for football. The Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl is coming to Nissan Stadium on December 30th. Come see Auburn versus Maryland right here in Music City. The music, the food, the fun. Spend your weekend in Nashville. It's your family's perfect start to the new year. Tickets are available now at MusicCityBowl.com and on SeatGeek. Brought to you by Tennessee Lottery.
You'll love the expanded wine selection at Liquor Express. From special occasion to everyday table wines, they've got what you need. Meet your friends at the largest tap wall in Alabama with 105 rotating selections. Then take home a growler full of your favorite or choose from our 1,000 canned or bottled beers. Need help stocking your bar or planning your party? Liquor Express has a knowledgeable, professional in-house staff that can assist you with anything from your bar to the planning of your special event. Visit liquorexpress.net for tasting specials, giveaways, and classes.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Rambo Marine in Hazel Green is your one-stop shop for all things boating. Whether you are ready to surf with the newest Malibu wake boat or cruise on a Cobalt or Barletta pontoon, we have a boat ready for you and your family. Rambo Marine provides exceptional service second to none so that you are ready to hit the water in no time. Stop by Rambo Marine today. We know boats.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Wow. It is a little, it is frightful. Cold.
It's cold, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have all that other stuff going on.
Thank goodness.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Hey, so we're talking a lot of high school basketball right now, so let's just stay with the high school themes because I know there's a little bit of interest with this. The Alabama High School Athletic Association did their reclassification.
They did.
And they put it out there yesterday. Some interesting notes. Class 7A for our area as far as football goes is going to stay the same. It's not going to change. 6A, there'll be a little bit of a change there. Buckhorn, Fort Payne, Gadsden City, Hazel Green, Lee, May Jemison, and Southside will all be in the same region now. Athens, Columbia, Coleman, Decatur, Hartselle, Jasper, and Muscle Shoals will be in the region. So they add Jasper to that region.
Yeah, Jasper had a rough year last year, but has had some success in the recent past. But yeah, they're moving into what's one of the tougher 6A regions in the state.
Priceville moves up to Class 5A. They leave the Class 4A region. They will now be in Region 7. Ardmore, Brooks, East Limestone, Lawrence County, Priceville, Russellville, and West Point headline the 5A Region 7. Your 5A Region 8, I think, stays the same. Brewer, Arab, Boaz, Douglas, Fairview, Gunnersville, Sardis, and Scottsboro. I think that one all stays the same. Now, Class 4A gets a little bit different.
Yeah.
Madison Academy jumps into Class 4A, and Westminster, that region now has DAR, Madison Academy, Madison County, New Hope, North Jackson, Plainview, Randolph, St. John Paul, and Westminster Christian.
Yeah, that's interesting. They pick up Madison Academy and Plainview, and you lose Priceville. But that's
a 9-team region.
Yeah, so they've got an extra team. And Plainview had a rough year last year under Dale Pruitt and Jeremy Pruitt. It'll be interesting to see how much better they get, and if they can make some improvements. Because Sand Mountain football is tough. I mean, there's so much good football over there. No question about it. And then, you get Madison Academy. They're moving up from 3A to 4A. Very special senior class that's moving on to the collegiate level. But, again, Bob Godsey's program is very, very consistent in the way he runs things. And that region will be a little tougher for Madison Academy because that was one of the worries. But certainly they still made a great playoff run, an epic one, when you think about beating Hoax Bluff and then the 3-game run they went on, when they were able to beat Mars Hill, right. Sylvania, and then Geraldine to get to the state title game against a really good Mobile Christian team. So it's going to be interesting.
Well, if Madison Academy moves up and leaves Class 3A, as a couple other ones have left, someone's got to take their place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whitesburg Christian Academy. Guess what? You're in 3A now. Yeah, you were in 2A, and you thought you got out of Fife, right? Because you thought Fife was you're gonna leave Fife behind in Class 2A. Nope.
Well,
nope, they're coming with you.
I'm getting texts from Pisgah people yesterday. A young lady that lives up there, she was all happy, like, yes, Fife is moving up to 3A. Yep. In other words, death taxes and the Fife Red Devils. But like I told her, Fife's already won 3A as well.
Yeah, they've already won 3A. They just went back down and won 2A. And now they're going back up to 3A. So it's going to be Asbury, Brindley Mountain, Collinsville, Fife, Geraldine, Holly Pond, Sylvania, and Whitesburg Christian Academy.
That's a tough
in the
region.
3A Region A. I feel bad for Whitesburg Christian. I
mean,
do.
they're building, but it's tough when you got all those Sand Mountain teams, man.
Yeah, so Region 7, Clements, Colbert County, Colbert Heights, Elkmont, Lauderdale County, Mars Hill Bible, Rogers, and Sheffield. And then in 2A, so if Fife is leaving Class 2A, where does that put everybody? Well, Belgreen, Decatur Heritage went from 1A to 2A.
Nikita Stover, Coach of the Year in his region.
Yep. Lexington, Red Bay, Tanner, Tharptown, and Winston County. So there you go. And then Pisgah is going to be with Cedar Bluff, Gaston, North Sand Mountain, Pleasant Valley, Sand Rock, and Section. Mm-hmm. So there you go. I mean, there's some movement. There was some movement in all of this.
One of the interesting ones, too, was Hatton. They moved up 2 classes, Scott. And they've combined. They got out there when they finally closed R.A. Hubbard.
Yes.
A lot of those students went out there, and so in just a couple of years, Hatton is going from 2A to 4A. He's coming off a 7-4 year. Had a solid year with the Hatton Hornets. Will be playing 4A football.
Yeah, they're going to be in that West Morgan, West Limestone, Wilson, Deschler, Danville, Central region.
I believe Danville moved up as well.
Yeah, so. There you go. That's the reclassification for as far as the football ranks go. So I know there were a lot of people that were anticipating it, thinking it, and it happened on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
The competitive balance stuff threw a lot of that in there.
It'll be interesting when we bring Tom Berryman in the conversation in a few minutes. Like, remember they have the competitive balance rule, but also when it comes to what kind of success your basketball programs are having,
right?
And I wonder if they're going to be moving back down because they got up as high as 6A. Remember,
and then basketball, they did not release the basketball reclassifications yesterday. Those will come after the season. They did football, volleyball, cross country, swimming and diving, and flag football.
And remember,
yesterday,
Bayside Academy, we made note of that I think it was 21 years they had won state championships, and they had won from 1A all the way to 6A. I think they're going all the way up to 7A now.
They are. You are correct. They will be in 7A Area 3 for volleyball. Will Bayside Academy. They will be with Fairhope, Foley, and Robertsdale. The areas around here is Albertville, Grissom, Hewitt, Trussville, Huntsville, and Vestavia for volleyball. Austin, Bob Jones, Florence, James Clemens, and Sparkman will be the other area for volleyball. That is Class 7A volleyball. And in Class 5A, I know she was happy about this. Priceville is moving up into 5A. Brewer, Ardmore, Westminster Christian Academy is now 5A. Westminster Christian Academy had success.
A lot of success.
Now they are
Holly
5A.
Richards.
Yeah. All right, there we go. We got to get a break in because, as you mentioned, Tom Berryman, Madison Academy basketball coach, will join us. We'll talk Mustang basketball getting ready for the Huntsville City Classic as well. They're off to a decent start.
Yes.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Tuesday night, expect a mostly clear sky. Low temperatures once again going to be falling below freezing. It looks like we'll bottom out in the mid to upper 20s for the overnight. Heading into your Wednesday, we'll see a partly cloudy sky. High temperatures are expected to top out in the lower 50s for the afternoon. Rain returns back to the forecast on Saturday. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Everybody's doing a great job this morning. So far, we haven't found anything accident-wise, no stalls or traffic signal headaches. You be careful on your part of the trip in. Put extra room in there so you got somewhere to move to if something does go wrong. Dr. Sandman has the Somnodent, a safe, insurance-approved alternative for snoring and sleep apnea. Dr. Randall Sandlin, 350-CARE. Captain Eck in the 72 and Jeff Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas, and if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. If you've been injured and need a lawyer right now, do you know who you really get?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. You want to talk to your lawyer. My clients talk to me.
And me. I'm attorney Justin Lackey. We're the ones that you talk to.
And we're the ones who handle your personal injury case.
And we'll take care of it.
The Lackey Law Firm. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
From the Nick Saban Show.
We talk about finishing. You know, that's like the number one word.
To Alabama football.
Touchdown, Alabama!
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Like the little Christmas music coming back all the time. I do. Happy holidays, everyone. Once again, Don't forget, join us tomorrow over at Flow Trampoline Park. It's the 97.7 ESPN The Zone Eagle Insulation Charity Christmas Party presented by Talon Heating and Air. We'll talk more about that a little bit later.
Yeah, I may have to call you and FaceTime with Grady so I can talk with Grady the Greek.
You know,
I talked to him last year.
We need to
touch
get
base with him.
If Grady wasn't, he might be able to do it tomorrow.
Right.
We could actually get a 3-way Zoom with Grady, you, and I.
Oh, yeah,
and
tomorrow
people
morning.
could see Grady.
Oh, okay. I mean,
maybe that's Bailey's homework.
Hey,
I will give.
Bandy, we're giving you some homework.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to get some AT.
I can give you a pair of numbers, and we will see if we can.
Well, Grady, he'll be getting up for us. I mean, he's out of school.
He will be getting up.
Yeah,
and then everybody could see Grady.
He'll be live from Hartselle.
Could be.
Well, potentially.
Potentially, he could be. He could. We don't know where Grady's at. He could be on the slopes.
Oh yeah, he might be.
He could be somewhere.
Well, he won't be on the slope, surely, unless there's highfalutin they can fly into the flow trampoline park.
That's right. He is bringing his posse with him tomorrow.
He brought a posse last year.
Yes. All right. Anyway, our next guest probably has a posse, too.
He's got a new member of the posse.
He does.
Who's pretty good. He's got his mural on the wall in the gym.
He does. That's always good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing when you get a mural on the wall.
Get some cred with the kids, that's for sure.
Yes. It's street cred.
Yeah, I was talking with him about this, too. And, of course, he's been a great addition. We're talking about Josh Langford, the son of Tellis Langford, both great players in our community. And certainly Tellis went on to UNA, and then Josh went on to become a team captain at Michigan State after winning multiple state championships for Andy Blackston at Madison Academy. Now he's a big part of Tom Berryman's coaching staff. Coach Berryman in his second year after a great tenure as an assistant coach at UNA. He's trying to return the Mustangs to the top of 5A basketball, and he's joining us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, guys. It's great to be on with you.
Thank you, Coach. And let me ask you a quick question. We were just talking about the reclassification stuff, and I know they haven't announced the areas in basketball, but is Madison Academy, I know because of the competitive balance, they have been moving up classes. Where is basketball going to stand with this reclassification now?
Well, I think a lot of it still depends on what happens in the postseason.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I think they'll wait to do all the reclassification stuff for basketball until after the season, just based on how far teams advance with the competitive balance factor. I think they have to wait to get those points to factor all of that in. At least that's my understanding.
Well, Coach, so far, early dividends on this team paying off. Early success for this squad.
Yeah, our guys have gotten off to a great start. Fortunately, we're 13-2 right now. Our two losses are to Ramsey and to Mountain Brook, which are two of the top teams in the state, both on the road. Even though we didn't win those games, we thought it was important to play them early to kind of test our guys and really go against some of the best pressure teams in the state. We had to go through Ramsey last year in the playoffs, and they got us in Wallace State. And after that game, our staff kind of decided, hey, we need to try to go get pressed as much as possible against some really good teams because we know we're going to see it in the postseason. And so those were good tests for us. We found out a lot about our team early, but obviously didn't come out on top. But we're excited about where this group is at. Our guys have worked tremendously hard so far. We've gotten off to a pretty good start. I feel like we've defended really well, rebounded well, continuing to make some strides on the offensive end, and we just have a balanced group. We're playing 10 guys, probably a lot deeper than our team was last year, and I think that's probably one of the reasons we've had so much success so far. But at the end of the day, it's still early. There's a lot of basketball to be played, and we have to keep getting better.
And then talk about year two for you. I mean, obviously, Coach Blackson had a ton of success there. This has been a program that we've seen win state championships and compete at the highest level. It's the reason at one time they were playing 6A basketball. You guys are still in the 5A classification because of a lot of the success that he had, but certainly it was a program that you were going to put your stamp on. How has the transition been from year one to year two so far, Coach?
It's been good. I think the biggest thing is just the guys know what to expect.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of the same system in now. You probably don't have to spend quite as much time at practice on some of the smaller things. You can move on quicker and progress quicker, maybe have a little bit more in the playbook just because guys have a good understanding of what we've done in the past. And so, you always have a few guys that either moved up from JV or either moved in potentially that might be a new player So you still have to spend some time there, but I think we've been able to progress a little bit quicker and maybe just have a little bit more offensively and maybe be a little bit more multiple defensively in what we do. And so I think the biggest thing is, you just have continuity with the staff, continuity with the guys. I think it's really helped our players just kind of know what to expect going into this second year.
Who's kind of helping lead the way so far off to this good start?
Well, I think one of the reasons we've been off to a great start is we're really balanced. We have 4 players that are averaging double figures right now. It starts with Cam Bell, who's our senior point guard, kind of our leader. He unfortunately missed most of last year with a broken leg, but getting Cam back has really, really helped our team. Khalil Green is kind of starting at the 2 for us. He's played really well, averaging multiple double figures. And then Jalen Blackwell, who's kind of a combo forward, played really well for us. He and Mike Stanford on the inside are guys that are kind of averaging double figures as well. And then kind of rounded out in our starting lineup, Lawson Pippins is a guy that's played a lot of basketball for us. He's kind of at our power forward spot. And another guy, a senior, that's been through it and really good leader for us. And so we're really balanced. And so I think that's one of those things, a lot of high school teams, if you can take 1 or 2 guys away, it really takes them out of what they do. With 4 guys in double figures, it's kind of hard to figure out who to key on with us. And so, our guys do a really good job of sharing the ball. And certain nights, other guys, if they try to take 1 or 2 guys away, we have some other guys that can really step up and put it in the hole.
Well, Coach, I got to tell you, I know Lawrence Pippins, his father, played for Ronnie Staplebury Grissom and has been around a long time as one of your assistants. And I need to start joking with him that his son maybe could start applying for Social Security. He's been around a while, man.
Lawson's a great guy. He's played a lot of basketball here.
Sure has.
And so he's seen it all. Been through it. Played some really good teams over the years, and so he's a guy some of our younger guys rely on. He's probably our best communicator on the defensive end. Does a really good job there. Really good with scouting report defense, and so Lawson's kind of our anchor defensively in terms of communication, calling out the other team's plays, kind of making sure that we know what's going on there. And so he's a guy that we have a lot of appreciation for, plays really hard, and brings a lot to the table for our group.
Feels good to bring a veteran S team to the Huntsville City Classic?
It does. It does. We still only have 2 seniors, but we have 7 juniors, and a lot of those guys have played a lot more ball than we did last year. We came over there last year with a really young group. And even some of our guys that were older hadn't played a whole lot of varsity basketball. They'd kind of been behind some other guys that were really good here over the years and graduated and moved on. And so definitely have more experience. And so I feel like we're a little bit more battle-tested than we were last year. Still only 2 seniors, though, and so a group that I think still has some growing to do. But I'm really pleased for how hard they worked and where we are so far in the season.
And I'm sure this is something that you've inherited that you'd love to accomplish. Coach Blackson won so many games, and he's going to go into the next class of the Madison County Athletic Hall of Fame, and Scott is a big part of that. We're very proud of Coach, and of course he went to his new stomping grounds over in Nashville and won a state championship in his first year there. No surprise. He's an outstanding person and coach, and he's been to 11 Final Fours, won 5 state titles at Madison Academy. But he always used to say, well, the one thing they hadn't done is won the Huntsville City Classic, and I know that's something that would be very important for your players to accomplish. I know he came close to doing it, made some deep runs, but that would be a great accomplishment for the school.
I agree. It'd be a huge accomplishment. I obviously would be a huge challenge. In my opinion, this is probably the best tournament in the state of Alabama. Just always has great teams. It's always a fun environment. I think people in Huntsville love basketball probably more than in any other area of the state. And so obviously great turnouts, great enthusiasm for the tournament. I think that's what makes it so special. And so, we're really looking forward to the opportunity to get in there and compete. Our guys are really excited. We understand it's going to be a big challenge, though. And it starts in the first round with Grissom, a team that's, I think, continued to get better throughout the season. A team that has multiple weapons, and obviously a guy in Coach Doss that's done it at the highest level for a really long time and won, I think, 10 state championships. And so we know it's going to be a hard-fought game in the first round. And so there's no easy out, no easy games in this tournament. But that's why you play in it, to get tested and to kind of see where you are. And our guys are really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know a lot of it is about what you guys do and how you guys do it and execution for you guys. But when you look at a tournament like this, there was a chance you could face a team that you don't know a lot about, that you don't ever really see, or you see a lot of, and potentially that's a Grissom. Is there an easier way to think about that, or is it going into a tournament like this where you face a school that you've never even seen, or face a school like a Grissom that you could see a lot of and hear a lot about?
Well, I think for the first round matchups, you have a little bit more time to prep and probably can still watch some film with the guys and do it like you would for a normal scouting report when you have 2 or 3 days to get ready for a game. I think after that first round, whatever happens either way, you're going to have quick turnarounds, and you don't really know who you're going to play in that second round game until the day before. And so I think that's where it starts getting pretty tricky on the prep standpoint. Obviously, you're not going to have as much information to show the guys. Quick turnaround, maybe you can get your hands on some film, but I think the biggest thing is trying to just get your guys over there, kind of watch that other matchup, and try to get a feel for what both of those teams do. And then once you know who you play, you kind of have to go crash course, and maybe you can talk to some coaches that have coached against them and learn as much as you can. But obviously we're going to have to pull out all the stops, against facing Coach Doss. I know he's got a good team. Those guys are going to compete really hard. They always do for him. And just talking to people in the area, even about Coach Doss, his teams over the years, maybe even his best teams, a lot of people I talked to have told me it kind of seemed like this was the stretch where his teams that were really good really started figuring it out, was around the time of the Huntsville City Classic. And so we know it'll be a big challenge for our guys, but we're excited to go out there and compete against Grissom.
Yeah, Coach Doss with it, both May, Jemison, and Butler won the tournament more than anyone, but I know you guys are looking forward to it. And I know you're still in 5A Area 16. Have you guys started area play yet, Coach? How is your schedule set up?
We have started area play so far. We're 2-0. We won on the road at Ardmore and at East Limestone.
Right.
So we beat East Limestone Friday night, and so fortunately we started off 2-0. But obviously there's still work to do there in January. So we'll play 2 more area games in January. Our area is a little bit different. We're in a 3-team area instead of 4 or 5-team area like a lot of the teams around here. So we've played 2 so far, and then we'll play the other 2 games in January.
And then are you playing any more this week? Or are you guys done preparing for the Classic? What's up next for Madison Academy?
So we're going to play at Fairview on Thursday, and then
Nice.
that'll do it. So we'll take a few days off for the break, and then we'll obviously come back in on the 26th and practice and get ready for the Classic. I know the big challenge is our guys are really looking forward to the Classic, but we're not there yet. We have another game to prepare for here this week, and so I talked to him yesterday about, hey, I know that's on the horizon. I know you guys are really excited. We have work to do this week to get ready for Fairview and make sure that we kind of close out this semester the right way. And so, hopefully we receive that challenge and can stay focused on the task at hand before we move into full prep for the Classic.
Well, we're looking forward to it. 13-2, the Madison Academy Mustangs off to a strong start in year 2 under Tom Berryman, and we're really looking forward to seeing Josh Langford back in Huntsville's gym. What a legend he was as a Mustang, and what a great player at Michigan State. I know he's now expecting a child, and I know he's been recently married. So we're really ecstatic to have him back in our community and to see you guys coming up in a few days. But Merry Christmas to you and your staff and your kids, and we look forward to seeing that game at 10:30 a.m. against Grissom. It's going to be a great one in the early morning.
Well, thanks, guys, for having us on. Yeah, Josh has been a great addition to our staff, and we're excited to have him. But, thanks so much for having us. We can't wait to see you guys over there.
Thanks. Coach Tom Berryman, Madison Academy Mustangs with us. Let's get a break in. We're going to wrap up Hour 1 coming up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Still an easy ride for you this morning. I don't see anything accident-wise. No stalls or traffic signal headaches that seem to be causing any major problems. You be careful on that ride in. You get 2 pieces of hand-breaded, juicy, tender signature chicken and a buttermilk biscuit for $4.99 at Popeyes. University in Jordan, 72 in Jeff and North Parkway. Captain Neck in the Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com. These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. Taking care of your property yourself can be a real headache. Eagle can handle it for you. They offer full landscaping services, irrigation, mowing, bush hog, and can install plants and trees, sod, and even landscape borders. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
At Bryant Bank, we believe your goals are worth chasing, and every step along the way is worth celebrating. From your hopes for the future to the challenges that keep you up at night, we're here for you. Bryant Bankers put care into action to help you live legendary by stepping up when you need us most and doing what's right even when no one is watching. Come experience a local bank whose people greet you by name and treat you like family. Bryant Bank, member FDIC.
What's better than 2 end-zone sports bars? 3 end-zone sports bars. And we have you covered with our original location on University across from Red Lobster, in Jones Valley on Cecil Ashburn near Carl T. Jones, and our newest location in the Midtown District on McMurtry Drive opposite the Target Plaza. All locations feature the NFL Sunday Ticket, Tuesday half-price burgers, and Wednesday $1 jumbo wings all day long. You're never far from the end zone. End Zone Sports Bar.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
You're a mean one.
All right. Grinch. So don't be a Grinch. Make sure you come out tomorrow to our 97.7 ESPN The Zone Holiday Christmas Party. The Eagle Holiday Christmas Charity Party presented by Talon Heating and Air. We want to see you over at Flow Indoor Trampoline Park, right off of Lehman Ferry and Drake, right there, right behind the Hardys. We want to see you out there, and we want to try to get as many toys as we can for the Boys and Girls Club of North Alabama. That's where everything goes for. So if you bring a toy that gets you into the doors, that gets you into the food, that gets you into let your kids just play around in there for whatever they want to do all night long. So that'll get you into the doors if you do that. Now, if you don't want to hang out there, you can always just drop it off. We're going to start taking donations at 5 o'clock. You can just drop them off there and keep on going. That's fine. We'll take whatever we can get. As we mentioned at the top of the show, Miss Terry has already donated $1,000 of toys. So we need your donations. If you want to do a cash donation, you can. We will go shop for you. But everything goes to the Boys and Girls Club of North Alabama. So we want you to be a part of it. 256-576-4977. You can be a part of the show here in the first hour. Randy is with us this morning. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, fellas. How are you?
Doing good. What's up with you today?
I got a question I was going to ask you and Drew. And I've been thinking about this. Okay, this is concerning Rodriguez, right?
Concerning what?
He coached at Michigan, right?
Who did?
Rodriguez.
Oh, Rodriguez. Yes. Rich Rod. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Now, he at Northeast Alabama over at Jacksonville State or something?
Yeah, he's at Jack State right now, yeah. So he went from Michigan, I believe, to Arizona, and then from Arizona he was on the staff with Terry Bowden over at Louisiana Monroe for a little bit, and then now he's at Jack State.
Yeah, but he was offered the job at Alabama, too.
Yes, way back in the day, yes. Pre-Nick Saban, he was offered the job at Alabama.
That's my point right there. He left West Virginia to go to Michigan.
Yes.
How come Nick Saban never was offered the job at West Virginia?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
he's a West Virginia boy, right?
He is a West Virginia boy, but probably at the time, I don't know if the two ever collided to where it makes sense for him to be or offer the job at West Virginia.
I've been wondering about that. I mean, it don't make sense because he's coached everywhere else, ain't he?
Who's that, Saban?
Yeah. He's coached around pretty good.
Yeah, and I also forgot, and Rich Rod was also, remember, he also spent time at Ole Miss with Matt Luke as their offensive coordinator. So.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was going to ask y'all was how Saban didn't end up with the West Virginia job.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the worlds collided to where, it's all about that timing. And the West Virginia job is not, before they joined the Big 12, it was not one of the jobs that you would probably take if you were a Nick Saban, just because of they were not in the Big 12. So conference-wise, it's not something you would probably want to take. Anyway.
That's a pretty place, Morgantown, though.
Is it? I've not been there.
You ain't never been to Morgantown?
Not been to Morgantown yet. That's one of the places I've not been able to cross off the list.
It's a beautiful place. I was just curious about that. I know ain't nobody I've heard talk about it or nothing.
Yeah. I don't know. And I think now, obviously, the time has passed for him to take over West Virginia. So.
Oh, yeah. He ain't going nowhere. Well, he's getting ready for a championship.
That is right. That's right. We're going to hear from him. Get ready here in a little bit as he prepares for Michigan. So, all right, Randy, thanks for the phone call, bud.
Roll Tide.
All right, good job. All right, Jeremy is with us. Good morning, Jeremy.
How's it going this morning, fellas?
We're cold, but we're making it.
Hey, I was just wondering, when Nick Saban left Kent State, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not being hard on nobody. I'm not gonna be one of them callers. I'm just messing. I am curious that with Saban hiring the new guy to come in, is he gonna be coaching like the guy from the former Michigan?
Yeah.
Linebacker coach, is he gonna be coaching in this?
So his role has not been defined yet. Yesterday, Nick Saban talked about it. He was asked about it in his press conference, and he said, that they've done this before. They've done this a lot because they go out and recruit, and they're on the road, and he's on the road for 2 weeks, and he's recruiting, and he wants somebody to be there to help with the game plan, that knows what they're doing. He's spent time with Alabama before. He knows what the expectations are. He wants somebody to be there so that when he comes in off the road to recruiting, they've got a game plan. They know what they're doing. They know the direction that they're going. As far as what he's going to be doing during that bowl game, we don't know. Nick Saban didn't say that yesterday, didn't elaborate on that. But we do know from yesterday that he is helping with the game plan for Michigan. So that we know. That's about all we know. Speaking of Nick Saban, when we come back, Nick Saban met the media yesterday. We will hear from the coach. Kicking off hour number 2.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Take the guesswork out of your holiday gifts. OmahaSteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and save an additional $30 with promo code VSIN. OmahaSteaks.com.
College football today at the Frisco Bowl. UTSA is favored by 12 against Marshall. On Thursday at the Boca Raton Bowl, Syracuse by 2.5 against South Florida. One game on Friday. Central Florida is favored by 4.5 against Georgia Tech. Busy schedule on Saturday. Arkansas State by 2.5 against Northern Illinois in the Camellia Bowl. Armed Forces Bowl, James Madison by 2.5 against Air Force. Idaho Potato Bowl, Utah State a 3-point favorite against Georgia State. At the Ventures Bowl, South Alabama by 15.5 against Eastern Michigan. In the Las Vegas Bowl, Northwestern's a 6.5-point underdog against Utah. Get the latest lines and more at vsin.com.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And welcome back, Hour 2 of Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond.
Who?
Look, he said he was on assignment. He said he was leaving to go on assignment. We didn't put him on assignment. This isn't what this isn't 97.7 ESPN was ever sending him to the beach. No, he's not on assignment for
all
us.
expenses paid, by the way. But.
Anyway, so Drew has left the building, kind of like Elvis in the 7 shows at the Von Braun Center back whenever that was. I saw the sign.
Probably mid-70s.
I saw the sign back there during the last during the Auburn game back there that he sold out all the shows at the Von Braun Center.
That's a cool little room back there.
Yeah,
by the way.
It is. But anyway, I saw the sign. That's the only reason why I bring that up. Nick Saban. Oh, so the other day, by the way, John Shulman thinks we drink on this show because when he joined us the other day, he asked us if we drink. No, not that kind of drink. He thinks we like drink on the show.
Well, Lynchburg's right up the road, brother.
Speaking of Elvis, Nick Saban is about as close as we have right now. He met the media yesterday.
He did.
Here is the coach.
Players did a good job, in the 2 weeks in between and finals week. And we've had 3 good days of work. So we want to continue that for the next 4 practices. And, hopefully we'll get closer to where we need to be in terms of being able to go play like we're capable of playing, in this game. It's a great opportunity for our players. It's a great challenge for them. But, you're not really owed anything when you play in these games. It's like a 1-game season when you're playing in the playoffs. So we got to put everything into it we can, and everybody's working hard to try to do that.
Seemed a bit ornery yesterday.
You can watch that entire press conference. Head over to our YouTube page, WZZN TV, and you can watch the entire coach one. He talks only for 7 minutes and 4 seconds.
That's what I mean. Well,
but there's not a lot to talk about, though, either. This isn't like the weekly one where your opponent's on Saturday and there's a lot to get through.
Well, the reporters also went specifics, and you go specifics with Nick Saban, and you're going to get short answers. How's Jace McClellan doing? Let me give you an essay on everything that I know. You're not going to get it.
Well, and he did say that Jace is progressing nicely.
Yeah,
but it's still too early to tell, and it is. We still have
the rest of this week.
Yeah, 9-10 days, maybe.
And then
11 days.
They're going out there. I think they're heading out a week from today, day after Christmas, is when they're heading out to Pasadena.
So there's not a lot. I mean, there's not a lot to talk about. Really, they've practiced for 2 weeks. They've gone through strength and conditioning. They're back there on the field. I mean, there's not a lot to go over. There's not a lot of specifics. I know a lot of people wanted to know about the assistant coach, the new coach that they bring in.
So he said that he was a special assistant to whatever. That's an exact quote. He's a special assistant to whatever.
And he said that when he comes off the road recruiting, And he's been recruiting for 2 weeks. When he comes in, he wants to have a game plan pretty much ready to go.
He's already been in Tuscaloosa
and this guy
once.
was
Halo.
there while they were recruiting.
Yeah.
So he wasn't out recruiting. He was there working specifically on the game plan for Michigan.
He's the special assistant to whatever.
And we don't know anything more beyond that. So the big news really in college football yesterday, and it really wasn't even big news because Dylan Raiola did flip his commit from Georgia to Nebraska. His father was, and this is what's weird, is that he felt like Nebraska was going to be the place all along because his father was an All-American there and his uncle is a coach on the staff there.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, Georgia doesn't feel like home anymore. Nebraska feels like home. You know what I mean? It's like he literally says, well, Nebraska is kind of where I wanted to be. But why were you not there from the beginning? I mean, I guess Matt Rule has a lot to do with that, and so does the collective and the money.
The money, and I'm sure the family tie in a little bit too, but the money. Yeah, I follow the money, and we've heard it from Matt Rule himself saying, $2 million for a good quarterback? So I'm sure there is a big money Husker donor that's $2 million lighter in his pocketbook right now.
His current NIL value is $727,000 is Raiola's current value. I don't know how you can put a value on it, but they now have values for everything. The quarterback portal is something, though, that is interesting to follow. But and there was a lot of speculation on this because of how much money he could make as a first-round pick or a second-round pick, or how much money he was going to make in the NIL. And it was all rumored that, hey, they were working out a deal for him to stay, and that would be Carson Beck in Georgia.
Yeah.
He announces yesterday via Twitter, via the Georgia football Twitter, not his own Twitter, the Georgia football Twitter, that he is coming back for his senior season, saying that the NFL can wait another year.
Well, and this goes into the calendar, and there's a lot going on in the calendar right now in the month of December when it comes to the college football schedule and trying to figure out your draft status right in the middle of bowl prep. Feels a little crazy to all of it. I mean, to me in particular, but I think Carson Beck made the right decision. It does feel a little more jammed up this year with the amount of talent that's going in with the likes of the Drake Mays and Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels and those like. So it does feel like a smarter decision there for Carson Beck to go back to school.
All right, 256-576-4977. You can be a part of the program.
Can't go to Orange
this
Beach
morning. No.
That's true.
So this is something in this day in college football, and we talked about this, Drew and I talked about this about a week ago, and I asked him this question. And at the time, we didn't know the answer, and now we do know the answer. But we hadn't seen a Heisman Trophy winner back out of a bowl game.
Yeah.
We now have seen one because Jaden Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback from LSU, will not play in LSU's bowl game. He is going to prepare for the NFL draft. He announced that yesterday on social media. He's ranked number 12 among the 2024 draft eligible prospects. They face Wisconsin. He's the Walter Camp National Player of the Year, the Davey O'Brien Award winner given to the top quarterback. 3,800 yards passing, 40 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards rushing, 10 rushing touchdowns. Does Jaden Daniels need to play in this game? Should Jaden Daniels have played in this game as an LSU quarterback to help his draft class or his draft status? Or did Jaden Daniels make the right decision in sitting out this bowl game?
I can see both schools of it. I really can. But, I mean, I've been a big proponent of playing in games, that the best kind of game film you can show your 32 potential suitors is to play in a game, to show that you're playing in a game and preparing, showing real game film and finishing it the right way. This doesn't feel like finishing it the right way. Listen, I understand injuries happen. Matt
Corral. The first thing that comes to mind is the Matt Corral injury, where Matt Corral was he wasn't a bona fide NFL lock, but he needed to play in that game to help his cause. He gets hurt in the Sugar Bowl, I believe it was, for Ole Miss.
It was.
And that sets him back. It sets him back. That's the first thing that comes to mind for me with the injury.
It's going to happen. I mean, but I do think finishing the right way is an important step, and it's something, well, what Bama fans were put in this position last year of, is Bryce going to finish? Is Will going to finish?
Right.
And I think that the thought of finishing the right way and showing these 232 NFL teams that you're on board for the full duration and that a game tape is going to be there, and you have to trust your coaching staff. I think this says a little bit about the coaching staff as well on whether or not they're going to put you in a good or a bad situation, albeit you've got a lot to, on your plate to whether or not you're in a good or a bad situation. But I think there might be a little something to players not completely trusting their coaching staffs heading into bowl games rather than just heading over to the NFL draft side of things and, strap on the spandex and get ready for the underwear Olympics.
To me, I think he should have played.
I do too. I think
he should have played.
Especially this year in particular, where this is going to be a Caleb Williams, Drake May, just jammed down our throat next spring for the NFL draft. Not Jaden Daniels. And I think he had an opportunity to put one last little bit of film in a big-ish game out there wearing the LSU jersey. And it's a calculated risk, and I just wish these guys would play. And I know with the expanded playoffs, they're hoping that – can you imagine this scenario where a playoff team loses out on a guy or two? I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous to even broach it with 4 teams, but it's going to happen at some point where a kid's going to say, you know what, that's it, I'm done. Yeah, you've gotten what you want out of me. I've gotten my NIL money. I'm done. It's time to get ready for the NFL.
Yeah.
I can feel it coming, can't you?
And, Nick Saban foreshadowed this. And, the bowl games are not going to be important. I don't think when he said that, I think it was like, well, no one's going to pay attention to the bowl games.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody thought of when coaches said bowl games were going to become irrelevant, that it meant guys would be skipping out of bowl games.
Yeah.
Guys wouldn't be playing in bowl games. Guys would just sit on the sidelines. And what's worse is when you say, I am not going to play in the bowl game, but yet I'm going to attend the bowl game and I'm going to stand on the sidelines and watch you play. I'm not going to play, but I'm going to watch you play on the sidelines.
Feels worse, doesn't it?
That feels worse.
Yeah.
It's almost like I don't want you there anymore. I mean, if you're not going to play, don't.
Well, I do wonder from guys that played college football, I've heard that other than like late February, early March, that this is the worst time. This is that extra training camp that all the teams are going through right now. And it's not a very pleasant experience from what I've been told. So maybe they're trying to avoid that as well. One last little bit of misery.
256-576-4977. Be a part of the program. Be a part of the show this morning. What?
Put him through.
Oh, we would have talked to him. We would have talked to him.
Oh.
You should have just said. You should have just said, "Hold on a minute." We would have talked to him.
Yeah, that would have been fantastic. Those telemarketer calls are fantastic.
Oh, we got to get a break in. We need to lower our car insurance. When we come back,
yeah, really raising money
health,
for
health insurance.
Yeah,
we got to get a break in. When we come back, more Talking Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Just make sure you follow the script.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Got to reckon the 600 block of Mount Lebanon, that's going to be south of Monroe Road. That one is coming in as an injury type. Everything else appears to be in pretty good shape this morning. I don't see any other major snags. You be careful. We got a lot of folks moving into last-minute dash mode. The end of the year's coming. If you need temp admin or accounting help for special projects, Snelling can help. Snelling, how the area's best companies hire talent. Huntsville.snelling.com. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Stan McDonald. Stan, tell everybody why you're the best damn dirt lawyer in North Alabama.
Yes, Wes, at Jacob Title and the Stanton Law Firm. You know I'm a dirt lawyer, and a lot of our friends know that, which means we specialize in real estate. Now, if you own real estate or you're buying it or you're selling it, you need to do a closing, but a lot of times there's legal issues associated with that. We're a great group to talk to. My son, Lewis McDonald, heads our commercial closing division, and we approach your real estate needs very seriously. We seek to be the premier real estate closing company in North Alabama, and we do it in such a way it shows that we're experienced, we're for your success. We like to handle your real estate needs the same way Coach Dan Reeves used to say, never let them see you sweat. And that's going to be to your benefit, too, when you visit us at Jacob Title and the Stanton Law Firm. Our website online is jacobtitle.com.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
What if I told you that Bigfoot is real and that he's making the best donuts you've ever had? Come see for yourself at Bigfoot's Little Donuts. Come in and order from over 50 flavors, all made hot and delicious. Ranked in the top 100 donut shops in the nation by Yelp. Bigfoot Little Donuts. Order in store or online at bigfootslittledonuts.com for pickup or delivery from Grub South or DoorDash. South Parkway, Huntsville, and County Line Road, Madison. Bigfoot's Little Donuts.
Sitting here with Mark Kent of Southern Fidelity Mortgage Group of Huntsville. Mark, do you help pre-qualify people?
We pre-qualify people all the time, Wes. As a matter of fact, I love having them coming in here because when they come in and they pre-qualify, they can leave my office knowing exactly how much they can buy and have no worries.
Mark, tell me about your rates and pricing.
Well, Wes, this is something we're really, really proud of. Long story short is, I love being able to provide the best pricing in town. Honestly, I cannot tell you the last time I lost a deal to either rate or pricing, something I'm very proud of.
So what all financing options do you have, Mark?
We do several different things. If you're purchasing a home, we can handle the purchase. If you're wanting to refinance your home, of course, rates are at the lowest they've been in the last 3 years. We do a lot of refinancing. If you're building a home, we can handle the entire process from breaking ground to the final close.
Do you sleep with your phone?
Wes, if you want to reach me, you can call me at my office phone, which is 256-562-1000. But always remember, I sleep with my cell phone at night. That number is 256-656-5936.
It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking
Wow.
chicken and collard greens.
Hadn't heard that one in a long time.
Oldie but a goodie.
That's like that's straight out of 1980s, 90s.
Yeah.
It had to be late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, yep.
Run
DMC.
Bowl game yesterday. We had a bowl game played yesterday.
Overtime.
Nothing like middle of the afternoon, late evening bowl game on a Monday, December 18th to say, hey, guess what? But
you know what they did to the bowl game?
They threw toast in the air after the game last night.
Did they really?
Yeah, because it was the famous Toastery Bowl.
So the other thing that happened in that game is I was watching it here in studio. At 4:30 Central Time, ESPN flipped it over to the NFL pregame coverage.
It just tells you how good that bowl game.
Well, and it was in overtime.
Well, Western Kentucky scored 21 unanswered in the fourth. They scored 3 in the overtime period to beat Old Dominion.
Way to go, Old Dominion.
38-35, and Western
Monarchs?
Kentucky celebrated by throwing toast around. Because, well, they're little. So every team, every player gets a bag tag for every bowl game, and the bag tag was it looked like toast, and it had the player's name on one side and the bowl logo on the other, but it looked like a piece of toast.
What are we doing?
Well, the Pop-Tart Bowl is a live mascot. I think you can eat it. You can eat the Pop-Tart. It's a Pop-Tart. But that leads me into this, though, because you get the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl today.
Nice.
Marshall and UTSA at 8 o'clock. That is on ESPN, so you got to stay up late to watch that one. That one's in Frisco, Texas. So that is today. So there's bowl games going on all over. Are we carrying that game today at 8 o'clock?
I'll have to look that up from ESPN Radio. I don't know that right off the top of my head. Is it on the calendar?
I don't know. I'm just saying we got a bowl game tonight, so I'm asking the program director if we have a bowl game on tonight.
I don't think it was on the calendar.
We have a Christmas party for the station. This isn't the big one. This isn't the one where we want everybody to show up at.
No, that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow night. This one is for us to get ready for tomorrow. But we have a bowl game tonight. UTSA and Marshall.
The answer to your question is no. We have ESPN Radio on tonight.
We are disappointing all the Roadrunner and Thundering Herd individuals.
Well,
all 5 of them that could be listening.
Tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, Alabama at Arizona is...
Yeah, that is a big ball game for Alabama. Now keep in mind, this is a neutral site game. It's in Phoenix, but it's a neutral site game. And... so I found out how those neutral site games work.
I bet you did.
I did, and so now I know a little bit more. So when it becomes a neutral site game, and everybody that attended the Auburn UNC Asheville game went through this and probably didn't even realize it. The Auburn cheerleaders came out there twice. They played the fight song. They cheered. They did a couple things. That is the extent that the team that is. So Auburn lost the home game. Knight Eady bought it. Auburn lost the home game. It's a neutral site game, but Auburn still could be the home team, quote unquote. Arizona will be the home team, quote unquote. Now, Arizona technically cannot bring their band.
It's all about the net rating,
They can't bring they can bring their cheerleaders, but they can only cheer X amount of times.
It's a way for these teams to get a few little bump up points in the net.
It is, but 2 years ago when Alabama went out to Gonzaga, Gonzaga didn't play by those rules.
That was in Seattle.
It was in Seattle still, but it wasn't on their home floor. It was a neutral site game. Gonzaga did not play by their own rule, by the rules that the NCAA set out. Now, the NCAA is not going to come and slap you on the wrist and say, well, you didn't follow by the rules. It is I guess you could say, it's like a gentleman's agreement. You're going to abide by the neutral site stuff. Gonzaga did not. They had their band. They played their fight song. They cheered on every time out. They did all kinds of stuff. So when Gonzaga came to Birmingham last year, Alabama said, well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. We're going to do the exact same thing to you. Alabama had their cheerleaders there. They played. They did all stuff. It basically became a home game inside the BJCC. So when Auburn came up here, Auburn abided by the rules. In UNC Asheville and Auburn, it was a true neutral site game. I think Arizona is going to abide by everything, and they will have a true neutral site game. But now the fans are different. I mean, you can have as many fans in there as you want but it'll be pro-Arizona crowd. It will be.
No doubt about that.
Now, Nate Oates said, it's great to schedule these opponents. You look at who Alabama has played. They have played Ohio State. They had the Creightons. They had the Purdues. They've had the toughest non-conference schedule probably of anybody in college basketball. But if Alabama wants to be where Alabama wants to be, do they need to win one of these games?
Oh, yeah. No,
is enough on being close?
No. Wins, especially at this juncture, now that you're this late in the month of December getting ready for the conference season. No, this is a must-win. If you are doing what Bama basketball fans out there are expecting, which is competing in the month of March,
right?
That this is when you have to build up that tournament resume, not just build up a bunch of L's against the likes of a Purdue.
No more moral victories.
No. It's scoreboard's up there for a reason, and it's great to play these tough opponents. It's important to play these tough opponents, but no, you've got to start putting up some W's to build up some momentum before the conference season. What starts in a week and a half, I think?
So after Arizona, Alabama is, so now they have, let's go. They got Arizona, they got Eastern Kentucky and Liberty. They got 2 more non-conference games left. Should win both of those.
Should.
The Liberty game, by the way, is the CM Newton Classic this year, so that'll be in Birmingham. It'll be at the BJCC. Then it's Vanderbilt, January 6th. And Jerry Stackhouse's Vanderbilt squad is...
They've had a couple of really bad losses.
This might be it for him. He might be done. We say that every year, and then somehow he manages to win a few in the conference and gets to Nashville for the conference tournament and makes a surprise.
Although, now it's amazing what obscure games I end up watching. It was a couple of weeks ago. I guess this is like Bandy watching the NBA. I end up watching the obscure games like
Chicago is right. The NBA
Chicago
is
State and Northwestern. I ended up watching Chicago State
but
and Northwestern
lost that.
I know they did.
After beating Purdue.
I know they did. And that was it was a hot night shooting for Chicago State, and I've never heard of Chicago State before or since or after, but nonetheless, at least Bama didn't lose to Chicago State.
Well, Vanderbilt, we talk about how this might be the end, and that is a song by The Doors, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've lost 5 of their last 6 ball games. Their last win was against Alabama A&M on December 2nd. They have lost to the ranks of NC State, Arizona State, Boston College, San Francisco, and Texas Tech. So that is Jerry Stackhouse's unit right now. They're 4-6 right now overall. They only have a win against USC Upstate, UNC Greensboro, and Central Arkansas.
I did take a look at Tennessee the other day, and they look really good to me. And they were tested against NC State and struggled a little bit midway through the second half, but I think the Vols are a solid basketball bunch, and Kentucky looks like a solid Kentucky team yet again. And Arkansas, I saw the Arkansas-Lipscomb game when I DVR'd that, and boy, Lipscomb had an opportunity there in that one.
Yeah, they nearly pulled that one off.
But that's a Musselman special where he always slips up in December and gets the ball rolling in mid-February.
All right, Brandon has tweeted in at us a picture of the big Texan. I don't know where he's at or where he found this, but it's home. I don't even know if that's real. It probably is, because you probably have to eat it to get it free. 72-ounce steak.
Oh, that's got you written all over it.
No, we had problems eating a 40-ounce steak. We had problems eating a 40-ounce steak.
Yeah.
Imagine that. We had 2 40-ounce steaks sitting at the table.
That's not even half.
So you would have had to eat both of those.
No,
that'd be 80 ounces. You'd have to eat both of those at the table.
So there was a time in my life back in high school I did eat a burrito called El Gigante. Yeah, and it sounds just as lovely as it probably sounds. But I think I would have rather sat down and try to pull a Bobby Hill and eat the full 80-ounce steak.
I got the rules pulled up for the steak challenge if you want to hear them.
What is it?
So
it's like The Great Outdoors. Remember that movie with John Candy?
Yeah.
And Dan Aykroyd?
That's a great movie. It's a great movie. It really is.
Okay.
So you got 72 ounces to go through of steak.
What's the time frame?
Well, it says the entire meal must be completed in an hour. If any of the meal is not consumed, you lose. Before the time starts, you will be allowed to cut into the steak and take one bite. If a steak tastes good and is cooked to your satisfaction, we will start the time. The time will not stop and the contest is on. So make sure before you say yes. Once you have started, you are not allowed to stand up, leave your table, or have anyone else even touch it.
You can't stand up.
No, because if you stand up, then then the food starts to digest, and then you create more
can't
space.
Settle down.
No.
Ooh. You will be disqualified if anyone assists you in cutting, preparing, or eating the meal. This is your contest.
What kind of steak though is it? Is it a 72-ounce ribeye or is it a
porterhouse?
Porterhouse? I mean, what are we talking about here?
See, I'm looking for the actual details of a steak. It's just telling us the rules.
The cut of the meat is very important. Yeah.
Well, find out where this is at, because remember, we're going to Dallas for SEC Media Days, and I'm always in charge of the restaurant to find a place to eat. So maybe we can just go. And Wes and I can settle this once and for all. Both of us get a 72-ouncer, and we'll see who eats the most.
Hey, if that wasn't enough for you, it does come with a shrimp cocktail, baked potato, salad with roll, butter, and, of course, the steak.
There you go.
Oh, my gosh.
It slides down easier with the cocktail. Let's get a break in. It's 8:30 on a Tuesday morning. 256-576-4977.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Tuesday night, expect a mostly clear sky. Low temperatures once again going to be falling below freezing. It looks like we'll bottom out in the mid to upper 20s for the overnight. Heading into your Wednesday, we'll see a partly cloudy sky. High temperatures are expected to top out in the lower 50s for the afternoon. Rain returns back to the forecast on Saturday. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Got one accident on the board. This one's on Mount Lebanon, south of Monroe Road, 600 block. It is an injury type. Everything else looks really good. A lot of folks in last-minute dash mode this morning, so you be very careful as you make the rest of your trip in. D&L Refrigeration, heating and air conditioning units for homes and businesses. D&L 256-652-1207. State license 08091. Captain Nick in the Jordan Lane Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Philip Love of not only Eagle Installation, now he represents Eagle Companies. Eagle through the years have added several companies to help individuals or builders through their construction renovation process. Eagle is known to represent quality, efficiency, and professionalism. Philip, I know you do insulation, but do you do masonry?
We do.
Do you do grading, erosion control, and dirt hauled off?
We do.
Do you do after paint, which includes shower doors, mirrors, shelving blinds, and bath hardware?
Yes, we do, Wes.
Do you do landscaping and irrigation?
Yes, we do.
So basically, Eagle can help you all along your process of building your house or doing renovations. So do you do plumbing?
We do not, Wes, but we can find somebody to do it.
Just give them time. They'll be there. Anyway, call Eagle Insulation at
256-755-1556.
Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Call Eagle today.
Thanks, Wes.
Rambo Marine in Hazel Green is your one-stop shop for all things boating. Whether you are ready to surf with the newest Malibu wake boat or cruise on a Cobalt or Barletta pontoon, we have a boat ready for you and your family. Rambo Marine provides exceptional service second to none, so that you are ready to hit the water in no time. Stop by Rambo Marine today. We know boats.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
The Crimson Tide play here. Tune in every game for Alabama football right here.
Listen to Alabama football all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All right, welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Now, you do realize, Bailey, that you're going to have to play Christmas music now Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the rest of the week. You started it today. Now you got to do it the rest of the week. We can't play it today and now skip Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
I
just want to make sure.
I think Chad set it up for everybody, that it's nothing but Christmas music the rest of the week that we can all enjoy.
Just making
from
sure.
Morning till evening.
Speaking of enjoying again, and we've been mentioning it at all hours, but we want to mention it again, that tomorrow at 5 o'clock, starting at 5, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, Eagle Insulation Holiday Christmas Charity Party presented by Talent Heating and Air. It's going to be over at Flow Trampoline Park, right off the Drake and Lehman Ferry, right there behind the Hardys. We want you to come out there. Just bring a toy. You can bring a cash donation, anything. If you don't want to stay, that's fine. Just drop the toy off, drop the donation off. Everything goes to the Boys and Girls Club of North Alabama. We want you to be there. Bubby's Diner is going to be there. I know Drew DeArmond is sad because he is not going to eat the Bubby's Diner buffet that they will bring, and that is an best word for it. It's not going to be 72 ounces of steak, but it's going to be good, I promise.
It's going to be really good.
But we want to see you out there 5 o'clock tomorrow at Flow. We want you to be there. Everything that we collect goes to the Boys and Girls Club of North Alabama. We really want you to be out there. We can't stress that enough. So come on out there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun last year. And actually this year, the weather looks a little bit better than it did last year.
It's not raining.
Yeah, it was raining last year, so it looks like it's going to be better weather conditions, but we're inside. Some games will be up on the big screen while the kids are bouncing around and just getting ready for Santa coming up on Monday as it is as well.
Yeah, so the plan, you can drop the kids off, bring a toy donation. So if you got 4 or 5 kids, bring 4 or 5 toys. Bring a bunch of toys. Heck, bring two toys apiece. Yeah. Bring 8 toys. Yeah. Bring as many as you can. Load up the truckster. Come on over. And then you can go shopping at the mall because it's right across the street. So you can go over to the mall. I don't even know if there's anything left in the mall, period. But go over there, and you can hang out, and you can shop, but you can drop the kids off. The transfer portal is ongoing. College football transfer portal is ongoing. KJ Jefferson puts his name in the transfer portal.
That surprised me a little. It surprised me a little.
He waited, I guess, probably to visit with Bobby Petrino, figure everything out, figure out how the offense was going to work. Now, here's the thing, too. When we hear that they when we hear the name is in the transfer portal, they've been in the portal. They've gone a week before the name actually comes out because they fill out all the paperwork, they go through everything, and then they submit it to the school. And then when their name actually appears in the transfer portal, it's not like they wake up. It's not like KJ Jefferson woke up yesterday and officially put his name in the portal.
Yeah.
His name was in the portal a week ago. It just actually showed up yesterday, and that's when it actually became official.
Well, something Hugh Freeze said over the weekend caught my eye. Caught my ear, rather, and I don't know if you heard it as well, but he mentioned about that second year coming out of the transfer portal. He's expecting that bigger bump in a big, big way from Peyton. So Peyton Thorne, his quarterback, he's expecting more out of Peyton coming up this spring.
And Peyton is expecting more out of Peyton. And Peyton met with the media about a day ago and visited about that and kind of elaborated on what he needs to do. So Hugh Freeze is not taking a quarterback out of the portal. They are. Robbie Ashford went into the portal. Auburn is not taking one out of the portal. They're going to stick with Peyton Thorne
and Holden.
South Carolina is in the business, or everybody thought was in the business for a transfer portal quarterback. But according to 24/7 Sports this morning, South Carolina will not pursue KJ Jefferson in the transfer portal. They are going to sign us quarterback in the cycle. And that is tomorrow. Don't forget, join us tomorrow morning for our signing day special. Yeah. Anyway.
National DeArmond Day. Sort of with DeArmond.
Sort of. Anyway. But South Carolina will not go after KJ Jefferson. They will sign one. So KJ Jefferson's potential landing spots right now appear to be Miami and UCF. Gus Malzahn.
Wow, UCF.
So that, and maybe TCU, because Chandler Morris has put his name in the transfer portal. So maybe TCU as well. Let's go out to the phone line. Shane from Decatur with us this morning. Good morning, Shane.
Hey, good morning, fellas. So I called in. Wanting to talk to Steve about the Braves really quick. Change the subject. But since you guys were just talking about South Carolina, I did hear, is it true that South Carolina got or is in the process of getting Rocket Sanders from Arkansas?
Have not read that, but I mean.
No, I think that is happening, yes.
Yeah, I read that somewhere, and I was, I'm always, you should be skeptical of everything you read on the internet.
You should. Yeah, you should.
Right.
Well, 6 days ago, yes, he was expected to land. The crystal ball was expecting to show him landing at South Carolina.
Man, there is a lot changing in Fayetteville.
Oh, there's a lot changing everywhere, Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, they were kind of, I've heard some of the talk show hosts, along the various networks, they were making fun of teams like South Carolina because they had so many players going to the portal, immediately. But, hey, man, Georgia had 18 going to the portal as well.
They did, yeah.
It's not just South Carolina.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, the days of these homegrown kids, homegrown being, you want to go to a college, within your state. I hate Clemson. It's just like, there's not too much more in the world that I hate more than Clemson. But if a kid chooses to stay at home and go to school and within the state, that's a cool thing.
It is. It is.
Regardless of who you're backing. But Steve, I'm so glad that you're on the show this morning because I know, like you, as you know, I am a gargantuan Braves fan. And
we need arms. We need a lot of arms. We need arms.
Okay. Right. Yes. And then I reserve my anger and just the how quick I would normally jump to, hey man, what the heck are you guys doing? Ah! Because Alex Anthopoulos has been known to come through making some,
Yes.
backdoor type of deals, and us know nothing about it. I think the Braves are the most tight-lipped organization in baseball. Really, I do. I mean, and it's because of him. But what have you heard, and what do you think is going to happen?
It's been as quiet as I can ever remember it being this quiet. We were never in the running for Shohei Ohtani. I do know that.
Didn't want him anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on now. I mean, I would have signed up to see Shohei in a Braves uniform, but nonetheless.
Not for the money and the detriment.
If he's going to defer 97% of his salary, I'll sign that up, 9 times out of 10. Just 10 times out of 10. Anyway.
I'll take that.
But I mean, because if you think about it, the Dodgers rotation at the top is going to be Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani. That's your top 3 in the batting order there for the Dodgers. Anyway, all right. But the Braves still have plenty coming back as well. So
I mean, they could look at a guy like Frankie Montas. They could look at a guy like James Paxton.
I was really hoping for Sonny Gray. I was really hoping guys like that would end up. But I am gonna just I am of the belief that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Can I throw one name? The one name, and it really, and I kind of, I said this way before, he was actually out there being considered for like certain teams. Tyler Glasnow was the one, like, not Yamamoto, not him, not any of the other players that were hot on the market that I really even care about getting. I wanted Tyler Glasnow, and when I found out that the Dodgers were making a deal with him, it's really, really, really hard to get past that starting rotation if it turns out to be what it is on paper and they're healthy.
Yeah,
that's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough.
This is another season where it feels like this team is going to be counting a lot on the likes of Charlie Morton. And one of these days, Charlie's just going to, he's going to be 41. I mean, he's not Jamie Moyer. So, I mean, he is going to fall apart at some point. So I'm hopeful that we can and I need to look closer inside the farm system to see exactly how deep that pool is there for the Braves.
Don't do it. No, I'm serious. Like I'm telling you right now, Steve. When you go, and I know you're going to do it anyway because you're a Braves fan.
Yep.
So when you do this, you're going to be so. If you haven't really kept up with it up until this point, you're going to be so shell-shocked because we have always been known to have.
Yeah, an arm or two. Yeah.
Well, they are, according to Bob Nightingale, just a few minutes ago, Baltimore and Atlanta are the 2 favorites to get Dylan Cease. So
I'll take him.
Yeah, I'll sign that up. Yeah.
There you go. That was from Bob Nightingale a little bit ago.
And isn't that not for like $6.8 million? I mean, I know it's a lot to us, but to them, that's all it is, right?
It's not 700, so it's.
Well, then that's 700. See, here's the thing with that $700 million deal. I don't think. Look, Major League Baseball is having to investigate LA to see if they actually can pay it, and if they will pay it towards the end. They only gonna have to pay him like $2 million a year.
Yeah, $2 million for 10 years, and then it balloons up.
And then it kicks in after that.
Yeah.
Well,
this is after the collective bargaining agreement as well. So let's just push it back on the back table and let other people. This is another Bobby Bonilla type of deal.
So I have one last.
Bobby
question.
Bonilla? You mean Bobby Bonilla?
What did I say? Did I say that wrong?
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a
All
joke.
right, guys. I have one last question, and I'll get off here. Let's go. So I did hear from my nephew. He lives up in Jersey. He just got picked up by the Atlanta Braves scout team. The team that ran by Klesko.
Okay.
And so he's 15 years old, and he's in that age group right now. And so he's really Lord help him. He's a Mets fan because he's from New Jersey. But he's quick quickly understanding that, you know, the organization that gives you an opportunity, even at this level, because now it's on him. And his name is Aiden Riley. So if you ever see the name, you'll know that that's Shane from Decatur's nephew. And, you know, he's going to be up there. He's going to be up there. But anyhow, he told me there's going to be a salary cap in 2025. Is that true?
I don't know. No.
When I see that, I'll believe it.
Yeah.
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 I have not heard a thing about that, and I...
All right, Shane, thanks for the phone call, bud. Let's get our final break in. Your tomorrow's headline is going to wrap us up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Got a report of a wreck westbound on 565. Sounds like it's going to be close to the eastern end of Madison Boulevard. That one is coming in as an injury type. And we got an injury type on Mount Lebanon, south of Monroe Road. You get 2 pieces of hand-breaded, juicy, tender signature chicken and a buttermilk biscuit for $4.99 at Popeyes. University in Jordan, 72 in Jeff, and North Parkway. Captain Nick in the Popeyes Skywatch Traffic Center.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Injuries at work happen all the time in Alabama. So do motor vehicle and slip and fall accidents. If you're hurt at work or injured in an accident, I want you to call my good friends at Pond, Lehocky, Giordano. That's Pond, Lehocky, Alabama's injury law firm. They got your back just like they've got mine. For personalized legal support, reach out to Pond, Lehocky at 855-774-3838 or pondlehocky.com.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopay. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All right, when you wake up this time tomorrow morning, we'll be paying attention to a lot of 17 and 18-year-old kids' decisions that always mean a whole lot to the world because they all, I mean...
It just means more.
I mean, what 17 and 18-year-old kid knows exactly what they're going to do. But anyway, tomorrow the ink will go on the paper. Tomorrow morning,
or do they, fill out something on their phone?
Nope. They still actually have to fill the ink on the paper. Now, they don't fax it in anymore. Remember, everybody always used to stand around the fax machine.
Oh, yeah, back
and you'd
in
have
the day.
to wait for it all to come in. Now you can just
The
scan
camera
it, email
on the
it.
fax machine back in the day.
Yeah, and you used to have all that. Tomorrow, the ink does become official. National Signing Day tomorrow morning. Make sure you wake up with us tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock.
Starts at like 7, right?
Well,
or
it starts
7
at
Central?
7, but East Coast kids will start signing at 6 o'clock our time because they can start signing at 7.
Wow.
So we will have early, kind of like Election Day. We'll have early signings.
Results.
By the time we start at 7, we will have kids already signing, especially on the East Coast. The projected on-3 rankings: Georgia right now is number 1. Ohio State is 2. Alabama is 3. Florida State 4. Florida and Billy Napier, as much as he is on the hot seat, he is having a fantastic recruiting class, number 5, right there going into tomorrow.
Hope he's
Texas.
got a lot of quick turnaround on that class.
Yeah. Oregon is 7, Oklahoma 8, Miami 9, Notre Dame 10. Auburn is sitting at a number 11 spot right now.
It's decent.
According to On3. And so those numbers could change tomorrow. It'll be a busy day. National Signing Day, so a lot of wish we'd go back to just the February one. Forget the December one.
But
just go back to February.
This is not going. The early enrollees have changed the game.
Still let them enroll. Still let them. I mean, they did. Even when we had the signing day in February, you still signed in. Now you still walked in. You still participated. You still got to participate in the bowl game, and then in February you signed or whenever, because they give them the grant of aid or the aid of grant to early enroll before you sign anyway.
Yeah, I think
so. There's a handful of guys that already have their aid of grant that are already on campus practicing because they got to wait till tomorrow to officially be a part of everything, but you're already there anyway.
Think about the calendar next year at this time when the expanded playoffs is going on and the championship game is going on the same weekend as MLK, meaning that the next semester for 80% of the United States has already started on the second semester.
Yeah.
So that's just going to mess with the calendar even more for kids that want to jump in the transfer portal, and teams are still playing mid-January next year.
I feel bad for some kids like what Texas' backup quarterback. He wanted to stay with the team. Wanted to stay with them. Wanted to be a part of it.
But he couldn't.
But he couldn't because he wanted to go into the portal.
Yeah.
And so he's got to be away from the team.
And now some guy named Manning is the backup, right?
Didn't see that one coming at all. Anyway.
But Jalen Milrose back.
Gracious for you to come in for Orange Beach.
Yeah. He filled in for me a couple of days last week. I'm sure this is him just thinking, well, it's just natural. So enjoy the cold beach, Drew.
Hopefully it's cold. Well, we know he can take his shirt off.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. If you've been injured and need a lawyer right now, and pick up the phone to call, one you've seen on a billboard or on TV begging for your business, do you know who you really get?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. You want to talk to your lawyer. You don't want to reach a call center, not in some office 100 miles away.